on, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Maddison Hill, and yes, you already know it's time for another Pop Off with Maddison. For today's Pop Off, I'm once again going to be talking about Britney Spears because there have been a lot of updates since yesterday's video, and honestly, based on your responses from yesterday's video, yes, I read all of the comments, I felt like you guys would want to know these updates. First off, Jamie Spears, aka Britney's dad, has now denied the accusations that she made against him during her testimony in court. His lawyer filed court documents that say he hasn't had anything to do with her personal conservatorship for 2 years, and now he's also placing blame on the woman who is currently in charge, Jodi Montgomery. On top of that, Britney's attorney, Samuel Ingham, has yet to file a petition to end the conservatorship. Remember, this is a crucial step in Britney moving forward. Sources say that Britney has, quote, begged Samuel to file this petition, and yet, here we are, nothing has happened yet. Plus, in some lighter Britney news, I'm also going to fill you guys in on her message to the paparazzi while she's on vacation with her boyfriend in Hawaii. Honestly, there is just so much for us to sift through and go through. Again, I am not a Britney Spears expert by any means. I'm just someone who is very invested in this case and feels like Britney Spears should be in control of her own life. I just wanted to make that disclaimer very clear once again because I know there are some serious Britney fans out there who absolutely know their ish when it comes to this conservatorship. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to unwrapping these Britney Spears updates. All right, so as you all know by now, Britney Spears spoke out in court last week and talked about some of the terrible things that she has allegedly experienced during her conservatorship, which started back in 2008. Britney's dad, Jamie Spears, was in charge of the conservatorship until 2019 when he was replaced with her care manager, Jodi Montgomery. However, just because Jamie Spears was removed from Britney's personal conservatorship does not mean that he was removed from her life altogether. He was actually kept on as a co-conservator of her estate along with the management company Bessemer Trust. So while yes, he was technically removed from being able to make decisions about her day-to-day life, his hand in her finances actually remained. Which at the end of the day, according to a source who spoke to People magazine, it doesn't really make a difference. As this People magazine source said, quote, he still has to approve everything because everything is related to finances at the end of the day. If she wants to go to Hawaii, he has to approve that because it costs money. If she wants to take her friends to dinner, he has to approve that because it costs money. He has the right to say no to certain things. So while keeping that in mind, let me fill you in on Jamie Spears and his latest move. In a new report from TMZ, we've learned that Jamie is defending himself against the claims Britney made in court at the end of last week. Remember, those claims ranged from her having to work 10 hours a day and being threatened that if she didn't, she wouldn't see her children. She also shared that she has an IUD in her body that she wants taken out, but she hasn't been able to go to the doctors. Truly, the list of Britney's accusations goes on and on and on. They are all horrible. They are all heartbreaking. And if you have not heard Britney's testimony, I encourage you to go online and find it and listen to her in her own words. Anyway, when it comes to all of Britney's accusations, Jamie is not taking any responsibility for any of them. And instead, he's filed court documents that claim he has not had any involvement in Britney's personal conservatorship, meaning making personal decisions on Britney's behalf, for nearly 2 years. In these court documents, TMZ reports that Jamie also says he has not spoken to his daughter in a long time because, quote, he has been cut off from communicating with her. TMZ continued their reporting saying that in these documents, Jamie places blame on Jodi Montgomery, the woman who is currently in charge of Britney's personal conservatorship. In these documents, Jamie's attorneys go on to claim that basically at the time Britney's lawyers filed documents to appoint Jodi Montgomery as being in charge of the personal conservatorship, they never proved that Britney didn't have the mental capacity to make decisions about her own medical treatment, and the court never ordered her attorneys to do so. Now again, this is according to TMZ, but Jamie's court documents kind of make it sound like Jodi Montgomery was put in charge of Britney's personal conservatorship just based on the word of Britney's attorneys that she didn't have the mental capacity to make decisions for herself, as opposed to making the decision after an investigation into those claims. Continuing on, Jamie's lawyers also claim that Britney's own attorney, Sam Ingham, is the one who has been seeking to take away Britney's right to make medical decisions about herself, as he is the one who put those decisions in Jodi Montgomery's hands. TMZ reports that according to legal documents, quote, Miss Montgomery has been fully in charge of Miss Spears' day-to-day personal care and medical treatment, and Miss Montgomery has made all the decisions related to those matters. The court documents go on to state that Jamie's attorneys believe that Britney's claims should be investigated. Jamie's lawyer stated, quote, either the allegations will be shown to be true, in which case corrective action must be taken, or they will be shown to be false, in which case the conservatorship can continue its course. Jamie's lawyers maintained, quote, it's not acceptable for conservators or the court to do nothing in response to Miss Spears' testimony. Anyone else find it a little bit weird that Jamie Spears all of a sudden wants to shift blame onto someone else when he was in charge of Britney's conservatorship up until 2019 and still has a hand in her finances? Now, despite Jamie's recent court filings, one important court filing has yet to happen, and that is Britney's petition for the conservatorship to end. Remember in my video that I posted yesterday, I told you guys that this is an important, crucial first step in Britney Spears finally being free from the conservatorship. Now, a source told CNN that Britney has, quote, begged her attorney Samuel Ingham to file the paperwork. The source said, quote, Britney has spoken to Sam multiple times since last week, and she has asked him point blank once again to file the paperwork to end this. A second source confirmed to CNN that Britney has urged Sam to file this petition to end the conservatorship despite being on vacation, and that yet again he has failed to do so. However, both of these CNN sources say that a filing is imminent, but I'm going to tell you guys, I'll believe it when I see it. Now, despite all of the roadblocks in Britney's way, a source told People magazine that she is not going to stop fighting for her future. This People magazine source said, quote, Britney was very nervous about speaking in front of the judge, but this is her life and she wants big changes. The People magazine source added, quote, it's a complicated and complex situation. There are clear issues with the conservatorship. It's in place to protect Britney, yet so many things that Britney is unhappy about are valid. She should definitely have more freedom. This is her life. Now, before I pop off, I do want to fill you guys in on the lighthearted Britney news I teased you about at the beginning of the video. As you all know, she is currently on vacation in Hawaii with her boyfriend Sam, and she is not here for the paparazzi following her around, taking photos, and then allegedly photoshopping those photos. Britney posted a little video on her Instagram. She told the paparazzi to F off and F you, and honestly, that is the kind of energy I want in 2021, and that is the kind of energy I want going into this pop-off. Again, I'm not gonna pop champagne and do a shambong when I'm talking about Britney Spears. My heart just doesn't feel right doing it. So instead, we are going to hydrate. We're gonna hydrate for clear skin and for freeing Britney. Cheers. All right, so first of all, let's talk about this major update coming from Jamie Spears. I don't care what him and his lawyers have to say in those court documents. I am not buying the fact that all of a sudden he's a caring father. Because that People magazine source made such a good point. Yes, Jamie hasn't technically been involved in making decisions about Britney's day-to-day life, but let's be honest, we all live day-to-day, and we all know that money is a part of living day-to-day. So the fact that he still had a hand in controlling her finances, in turn means that he still had a hand in controlling her daily life. I feel like specifically Jamie Spears is trying to separate himself from these allegations that Britney Spears isn't allowed to marry or have babies, hence the whole IUD situation. So that's truly why I think he filed these court documents. But ultimately, babies and marriages both involve money, which we know is typically Jamie Spears' main motivation. So honestly, I feel like him trying to place blame on Jodi Montgomery is just a cop-out. I'm not saying that she's not to blame, and I'm not saying that she hasn't been doing right by Britney. I'm just saying that Jamie Spears trying to place all of the blame on her is not fair, and I don't believe it. I think there are multiple guilty parties when it comes to Britney Spears and her conservatorship situation. And also, don't forget, a lot of those negative things that Britney Spears talked about experiencing during her conservatorship happened way before Jodi Montgomery was even in charge. She has been in this thing since 2008. So there were a lot of years leading up to 2019 that Jamie Spears was in charge and allegedly doing some really horrible things. So the fact that Jamie Spears is now out here pointing out the fact that his daughter's best interests aren't being served, whether that be by Jodi Montgomery or her attorneys, ultimately I think those efforts are selfish, and I think that he's hoping Jodi Montgomery will be pushed out, and if the conservatorship is upheld, I think he's hoping that he'll be put back in. I truly believe that is the reason for this all of a sudden good dad act. I don't believe that his actions are genuine. I of course could be wrong, they could be genuine, but I haven't seen anything genuine or authentic when it comes to this man yet. It's also so incredibly infuriating to me that her lawyer has yet to file the petition to end the conservatorship. I really don't understand what the holdup is. I don't understand if there's a legal reasoning behind it, then okay, maybe I guess we could let it slide, but I just feel like as far as optics are concerned, it is a really bad look that the Sam Ingham has not filed Britney's request to end the conservatorship, especially when we're hearing that she's begging him to do it. She's asked him point blank to file the petition. Like, hello, Samuel, what is the freaking holdup? At this point, it's been 7 days since Britney testified in court, and it's really looking like Sam has other motivations than just helping Britney. If that's not the case, one way for sure to change everyone's minds is to file that petition. And if it's been filed by the posting of this video, which I hope it is, then please ignore this little rant. And finally, I really hope that Britney can get some good people around her who are actually there for her and who want the best for her, whether that be a medical team, her lawyers. I just really feel like Britney needs people around her who are there to support her and fight for what's best for her. I think it's clear that Britney Spears just wants to live her life on her own terms. Even the fact that she's able to find humor on social media amidst all of this, honestly, is quite admirable in my eyes. I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could be joking around when all of this was going on. So honestly, props to her. But I think it's evident that she just wants to live her life, and at the end of the day, she should be given the opportunity to do so and not be held back by people who might not have her best interest at heart. All right, you guys, that is all I have for you on this Britney Spears update. I want to hear your thoughts and feels on everything we just discussed. Let it out down below. While you're at it, please give this video a thumbs up. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button, and don't forget that notification bell. For more celeb tea, fashion, lifestyle, and fun, make sure you follow me over on my Instagram, and of course, don't forget my TikTok. You guys can also check out my merch store at houseofhill.com. And on that note, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.